You got to work too as a woman. You can't just sit around and do absolutely nothing and expect a man to just do everything for you. As much as real men would actually enjoy and appreciate taking care of a woman, it becomes too much pressure when you put all that weight on them. So you guys know in my free time I love to scan the internet, and of course I always come across a lot of idiotic things which half the time I want to comment and half the time I'm like, fuck it, don't need to see it, don't need to hear about it. But I came across this post, you know, they were talking about men should do this, men shouldn't slide into DMs, you know, so focus on your money, blah blah blah, like don't come for a girl who is working and blah blah blah. Now, as much as I agree with that post, let's make this clear. Back in the day, men were put under so much pressure to provide for their families, their relationships, what the case might be. But these days now, in this generation, you got to work too as a woman. You can't just sit around and do absolutely nothing and expect a man to just do everything for you. As much as real men would actually enjoy and appreciate taking care of a woman, it becomes too much pressure when you put all that weight on them. Now, you as a woman, what are you contributing to that relationship? Because bloody hell, it cannot just be pussy. It can't be just pussy. Are you stimulating him mentally? Are you taking him out for lunches? Listen, a man's job is not to only pay for bills for you. You as a woman should be able to surprise him too. As much as you females want gifts and presents, so do men. Yeah, like literally, if you cut both of us, we both bleed. So what are you doing to entertain him? Are you showing him that you're better than anyone else, or you're just sitting down there demanding that he pay for this and do that? Like, why? I ain't throwing shade on anyone because it is what it is. But men also need to be loved. Men also want to be spoiled. Men also want to be appreciated, okay? Do things. Let me tell you something. It might be just lunch you buy for a nigga. And he will be grateful that you even programmed him into your plans. You can't sit and expect a man to do everything for you that you are not doing for yourself. Most women sit down, have not even 1,000 naira in their account, and they expect to be with this rich bourgeois kind of guy. Now let me tell you something. Rich men go for people in their own class, in their own level. Anything else is just whatever. A rich man wants to have a woman that can hold her side. Even if he contributes, he will contribute to make your life easier and better and sweeter. But you got to work too. My advice to young, beautiful women, and trust me, I take this advice for myself. This is why I break my back and I have no time for myself. Because the kind of man I'm looking for in my life is one that is strong enough financially, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. If you want to get yourself a nice, rich, educated, emotional, balanced guy, you have to be able to do the same. You have to be able to provide the same standards you're asking another individual to provide for you. If you're a bum-ass, broke-ass, no-name kind of person, you are not going to attract the kind of wealth you're looking for. Rich people want to fucking stay rich. Period. They ain't got time. They want to know that, listen, you got your own. So do the work and stop being fucking lazy. Listen, in this life, if you want to be treated with respect, you have to hold your own side. Now, there's levels to this. No matter how beautiful and no matter how gorgeous you are, a rich man might find you entertaining for a moment. But trust me when I tell you, he knows if he's giving you just taxi fare or he's buying you diamonds. He knows if he's putting you in the economy or if he's putting you on a private jet. There are levels to this. And it applies to women too. There's no woman that is just going to close her eyes and pick someone who she knows is not even trying or can't even hold his own. But she would do everything she can in her power to contribute to a man that she knows has everything already. It's just the way of the world. And as much as it sounds selfish, it's just the way things are. Elevate yourself. Don't cheat yourself. I have always been a firm believer of speak your mind, speak your truth, no matter who it is. You stand up there with pride and everything. But if you feel and you know that you ain't got your own, you cannot say fuck you to the people who are feeding you. Listen, if you're in a relationship and you're completely dependent on a man, that you give that man so much access and so much space to insult and devalue you because he knows deep down you can't hold your own, so you're going to take it. You're going to take it. So trust me, any woman that holds her own side, the man will tread very carefully when he's dealing with her because he knows she out the door. She ain't got time to play these games with you. Listen, you want to be respected, hold your side. Let's look at some marriages these days. Everyone wants to marry that rich guy. But guess what? No matter how beautiful you are, you're going to get... It's going to fade at a point in the man's eyes because he got you. He already conquered you. You don't have anything else to contribute. This is why most married women just close their eyes and let their husbands cheat and do whatever the hell they want to do. Because deep down, they know that they need that man's security. They know they need that man's money. They can't do left or right without that man. Now, imagine having your own. Do you know how easy it is to do this to a man? Ooh! Like, I could love you to death, but you disrespect me one time and you out the motherfucking door. Don't get too comfortable around me. Period. You should always try to impress each other. When things going right, that's when you should put more effort into your relationship. Period. You know, Goldie speaks and nobody listens. It's okay. It's okay. Those who don't hear will feel. Those who don't hear will feel. Listen, I don't know everything, but I've been on both sides of being with someone who was wealthy and being with someone who wasn't. And trust me, it's crap on both sides if you're not confident in yourself. It's crap if you don't know your value and your worth as a person. It is crap when you're codependent to a person. I mean, I know this. They know this and they take advantage of it. You can never, I don't care how much love you got in your heart, you can never 100% rely on a person to the point that you breathe it's him. They should always know, behind the back of their head, they should know that they have to put effort constantly into trying to mesmerize you constantly. And vice versa. Women, you guys to do the same. You have to do the same. Most of you would not agree with the last part I just spoke. But listen, you see, in this life, we are constantly changing. On a daily basis, we change. That's why most marriages don't work these days, because you fall in love with a person, but then instead of you to nurture that relationship, when things are great, instead of you to put the most effort into trying to maintain that relationship, you get comfortable. Don't ever get comfortable. Don't ever stop trying to impress your person, both men and women. Because when you get comfortable, you start to neglect the cracks that appear in that relationship. Things come up. We change every day, so you have to learn to fall in love with the person you chose constantly. Don't get comfortable. Don't get comfortable. Love is beautiful when it's nurtured. Love is beautiful when you devote yourself to it. Love is beautiful when both of you are equal. It's so funny that a lot of people, when they go on dates the first time, you know, they're on their best behavior. Now, the thing is, we are dealing with the higher self of that person. I'm dealing on my highest vibration because I want to impress, I want to attract, I want this person to like me, and they are doing the same thing. But you see, when you've established a bond, somehow you slack, you start to fall back. Now your funky sides come out. But why though? Why can't you stay on that frequency? Because that's you at the same time. You're not faking it. You're just on a higher vibration. But you see, when you get comfortable and you let doubt and fear and laziness kick into your relationship, then you're dealing with this lesser version of yourself that doesn't have to be there. I'll be putting on those motherfucking lingeries for you for the rest of your goddamn life. You see why I call myself an empress? call myself an empress not because I have all the money in the world or I'm the smartest kid on the block. Hell no, far from it. But I am dedicated to making myself my ultimate best self. I am dedicated to looking myself in the mirror on a constant, regular basis and saying, I like you. I could deal with you. You can make people happy. It's not about making one person, one individual happy. It's about making yourself happy. Genuinely, openly, wholeheartedly happy. When you can learn to embrace yourself and your defaults and work on them to make yourself stronger and better, trust me, you can attract every kind of individual because you will be flowing on your